Hey, welcome to the channel, folks. No, that's not a pot of spaghetti sauce. It's we're about to embark on the Memorial Day weekend. What I have simmering here is a barbecue sauce I want to tell you about and then tell you how to make it. I'll be doing some pulled pork. I have 3 racks of baby back ribs that are pre-cooking in a braise and foil, and I'll finish them out on my big green egg. I'll put the pulled pork on and we'll smoke that for about 5 hours. And I got some brisket going on too. But this barbecue sauce, there's a barbecue sauce by the name of Blues Hog Tennessee Red barbecue sauce. It's in barbecue supply stores. You could get it online. Most of the major chains don't have it. It's arguably the best Tennessee red sauce that I've ever had, and Tennessee red sauce is my favorite barbecue sauce. It's a vinegar-based sauce. The only thing I don't like about the Blues Hog is it uses high fructose corn syrup as its sweetener, and I'm not a fan of high fructose corn syrup. So after a few attempts to try to duplicate it, I finally hit it right. And actually mine tastes better because I just use regular granulated sugar for sweetening, and I use a ketchup that's made without high fructose corn syrup. So in this pot here we have equal amounts. Now I'm going to give you the amounts that I'm using here for this batch, and you could proportion them at will. Equal amounts of your no high fructose ketchup and apple cider vinegar. Okay, apple cider vinegar. So I have 2 cups of the ketchup, 2 cups of the apple cider vinegar, and as you can see, I brought it to a low simmer. I'm actually even going to turn that down a little bit more. Alrighty, now to this we add some spices. What I have here: 2 tablespoons of kosher salt, 2 tablespoons of coarse ground black pepper, 1 tablespoon of red pepper flakes, 1/2 teaspoon of cayenne pepper, ground cayenne pepper, 1 tablespoon of granulated garlic, and this is a secret ingredient: 1 well-rounded teaspoon of ground mace. I'm not even sure what mace is, but mace is the ingredient that Blues Hog uses. I learned that from somebody who's familiar with the product, very familiar. And like I said, the sweetening agent we'll use is just regular granulated sugar, and you add this to taste. Like I said, this is a vinegar-based sauce. Some people like it a little bit more vinegary, a little less sweet. I don't use any cane syrup. I don't use brown sugar because it's a red sauce, and I don't like when it turns brown. It just doesn't look appetizing, and it doesn't have the same flavor. You want to bring out a little bit of the sweetness with the sugar, but I don't use a lot of sugar. Anyway, so those are our spices, and let's go over them again so you get it right. 2 tablespoons kosher salt, 2 tablespoons of black pepper, 1 tablespoon of red pepper flakes, 1/2 teaspoon of cayenne pepper, 1 tablespoon of ground garlic or garlic powder, and 1 well-rounded teaspoon of mace. And that gets thrown in here, and you stir that around and just let this simmer. Now you don't want to let it simmer too long because you don't want it to thicken up. It doesn't start thickening up till you add the sugar, which I'll do in a little bit. But it's supposed to be this consistency. It's not a very thick sauce. Okay? So this is a batch that makes 4 cups. And I'm telling you, man, if you like stuff, this has a little heat to it. And the way it kicks in is it's like an after heat. This just really makes the barbecue fantastic. I use it on the ribs. I use it on the pulled pork. If somebody likes something different, you know, I have a refrigerator full of commercially prepared barbecue sauces that I could never bring myself to eat. So, I like this stuff. So this is Tennessee Red sauce, modeled after, and actually better than the best sauce I've tasted, which is the Blues Hog Memphis Tennessee Red. So give it a shot at your next barbecue. You will not be disappointed. And you could control the sweetness, you could control the heat. There's a lot of variables that you could control. But you do need the mace. Do not forget the mace. And that's all for now. So happy Memorial Day. And thanks to all those who, over the years, gave their lives so we could appreciate the things that we appreciate. Bye now. Hey, in keeping with my Memorial Day, it's okay. Let me give you guys a little trick I learned from Alton Brown, of all people, about ribs. A lot of guys take a rack of ribs and put them right on their smoker. They come out good, but they're a little tough, a little sinewy. What I do, this is a double layer of heavy-duty aluminum foil, and I put the rack of baby back ribs in here, and I seal it all up like this, and I turn it into like a little boat. And inside, I pour a mixture of even parts white wine, apple cider vinegar. Just that. Or maybe a little bit of beer too. Okay? And that, I pour a little bit of that in each one of my ribs. I got 3 racks here. So I use about 1/3 of a cup, 1/3 of a cup, 1/3 of a cup. And that allows the liquid to braise as the meat gelatinizes and the fat drips off. It makes a nice braise. Put it in at 200 degrees for 3.5 hours. Just set it and forget it. Now when these cool down, they'll go back in the fridge, and when we're ready to do the barbecue tomorrow, they will go on the big green egg with a fresh layer of smoke, and they will finish their cooking out there. Spectacular ribs. This works with St. Louis cuts as well as baby backs. It's phenomenal. So try making your ribs that way. Start them in the oven with this method and finish them on your smoker or your kettle grill or whatever you have for barbecuing. I have a big green egg. Sayonara.